Let's head to Victoria. Those sweeping reforms came into effect today in relation to CFA career staff and the Metropolitan Fire Brigade merging together to form this new body called Fire Rescue Victoria. But while it's been pushed by the Andrews government as a way to unite the state's fire services, it's actually only increased divisions, with many arguing that thousands and thousands, 54,000 volunteer firefighters tonight are sidelined and their concerns ignored.
We actually don't know what the impacts of this reform is going to happen. So we don't know where we stand. There's such a lack of communication from the government. Their process has been appalling.
Joining me now is the Victorian National Party leader, Peter Walsh, in Melbourne. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. This is a huge issue in Victoria and beyond, as you know. The bushfire season in Victoria is particularly fierce. Many, many years we've seen some horrific loss of life down here. You've got 54,000 volunteers who felt like they've been left behind today, and we've got another summer, only 6 months away. How did it get to this?
It is just tragic, Peter, absolutely tragic for the volunteers, but particularly for our communities. Volunteer firefighters actually join CFA units so they can actually serve their community and protect their community. And what we've seen from Daniel Andrews, I think, is probably the worst case of political bastardry I've ever seen in my time in politics. It has been a number of years in the making. There's been 4 CEOs of the CFA over the last 4 years, and the last one, Steve Warrington, as I understand it, effectively refused to sign off on the agreement that was going to be put in place to transfer the staff to Fire Rescue Victoria and then second them back to the CFA. So at this stage, no one has effectively been prepared to sign up to what Daniel Andrews has wanted. Full credit for the people that have resigned over that journey. A lot of people's reputations have been trashed by this government, very unjustifiably. Lucinda Nolan was a Deputy Commissioner of Police who gave up that career to become a CEO of the CFA and resigned, and there's a long journey of those people resigning. So it's just tragic for our communities, and it's all about political payback to the United Firefighters Union.
Okay, well, how does it get away with it? Because I don't think there is a more loved and respected, revered indeed organisation in Victoria than the CFA. As I said, I don't think there's another state that's had the loss of life that Victoria has had. Firefighting is real. Most people in a country town know family and friends who regularly go out there and train with their local brigade. This is huge, and yet it's been an ongoing fight for about 4 years here in Victoria. The Premier has pushed and pushed and pushed. You've talked about the CFA chiefs resigning. There's been multiple people that have left that job. How does he get away with it?
It's about political numbers. He currently has the numbers in the Parliament that this is effectively payback for United Firefighter Union members campaigning for Daniel Andrews back in 2014. He tried to get it through in the last Parliament. It was blocked, but they now have the upper numbers in the upper house to get it through, and they have. And as I said, it's just a tragedy for all those people who care about their community, who give up their time voluntarily to go and fight fires, do all the road rescues, do all the other things that the CFA Brigade does in the country community. They are the heart and soul of our communities, and everyone is devastated by what's happening. Everyone is very concerned. There has been something like 5,000 volunteers resign over this journey because they are so disenchanted.
Peter Walsh, the opposition, your opposition today announced that if you're elected, you'll hand back full power to the CFA within the first 100 days of being elected to government. Now, what's been the reaction to that, and will voters stand with you on this issue at the next election?
Well, the reaction from firefighters that we all know in our electorates has been extremely positive. They say, look, thank you. There's been a lot of thank you emails and texts coming through for us standing up for them. What the commitment is that we'll actually amend the Fire Services Act. We'll actually give the power back to the volunteers. We'll give the power back to the CFA to recruit their own management, make their own management decisions, take away that right of veto that is there now for the United Firefighters Union on any decision that management makes. That's been the crux of the issue all the way through, is that there is effectively the right of veto over management decisions by the unions. And you can't fight fires when a union has right of veto over management decisions.
Oh, spot on, Peter Walsh. We'll stay across this issue, huge issue. There's more to come. And my former boss, a firefighter in New South Wales, he says it's just catastrophic. So it's being felt, I think, around the country from that volunteer firefighting community. Thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thanks, Peter.